Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss MA English 2023 question paper detailed explanation with answers. The candidates who are preparing for MA English entrance exam under TG CPGET 2025 notification. This video is going to be really helpful for your preparation. Let's look into the questions. And here we have 2023 MA English entrance exam question paper. And here we have the first question. Identify the correctly spelled word. Yes, here the question is on spelling. We need to find the correctly spelled word. Yes, the correct answer here is first option, that is occasion. OCCASION. Don't get confused with double S. Here we have the chance to get confused that occasion will have two S. So don't get confused. The correct answer here is single S, that is occasion. OCCASION. Occasion, which means a particular event or time when something happens. And this is the correct answer. First option is the correct answer. Let's move towards next question. Second question. Which of these words is not spelled correctly? Again, the question is on spelling, and we have the words. We underline the word not in the question. Here we need to find the word which is not correctly spelled. Okay, and the options are embarrass. Yes, it is correct. And liaison, it is also correctly spelled. And cemetery, yes, there is no word called cemetery. Yes, we have the word cemetery. The correct spelling of the word is CEMETERY. Here after T, E is missing. So this is the correct option which is not correctly spelled. And the fourth option, millennia, it is also correct. And the correct answer for this question is third option, which is third option. The correctly spelled word is cemetery, that is CEMETERY, which means graveyard or burial ground. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next question. Identify the correctly spelled word. Here we have the not correctly spelled words, but we need to find the correctly spelled word. Yes, the correct answer here is aqueous. The fourth option is the correct answer. ACQUIESCE. ACQUIESCE, which means to agree to something or to accept to something without protesting. So the correct answer here is fourth option, that is aqueous. Let's move towards fourth question. Identify the sentence with correct punctuation. Yes, the question is on punctuation, and here we have the options. And the correct answer here is third option, that is that tall boy, comma, Pallavi's cousin, comma, is this year's Arjuna awardee. Yes, after the tall boy we used comma, which symbolizes the tall boy is Pallavi's cousin, and who is the winner of who is this year's Arjuna awardee. So the correct the sentence with correct punctuation is the third option. So the correct answer is third option. Let's move towards next question. Identify the sentence with correct punctuation. Again, the question is on punctuations, and we need to find the correctly punctuated sentence. Why didn't you ask me? I would have told you, said the teacher. Here the correct option is first answer, that is Why didn't you ask me? Question mark. I would have told you. Exclamatory mark and inverted commas closed, said the teacher. So that sentence is in direct speech. So the correct answer here is first option. And find the errors in the other sentences. 2, 3, 4 options. Find the errors. This is your homework. Let's move towards next question. Sixth question. Choose the word closest in meaning to the word momentary. Yes, momentary is nothing but lasting for a very short time. Let's look at the options. Eternal, ephemeral, perpetual and permanent. Yes, so the correct answer here is ephemeral. Ephemeral is nothing but momentary, is nothing but lasting for a very short period of time. Eternal, permanent and perpetual are going to last for very long time. Only ephemeral is having the closest meaning to the word momentary. So the correct option here is second option. Let's move towards next question. Seventh question. You are lying, she said dispassionately. Here we need to find dispassionately means. Here we need to find the word dispassionately means. Dispassionately is nothing but unemotionally. Yes, she said you are lying, she said unemotionally. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question. Choose the antonym of the word bizarre. Yes, we need to find the antonym. Antonym is nothing but opposite word. Yes, what does it mean by synonym? Synonym is nothing but similar meaning. And here they are asking us to find antonym for the word bizarre. That is the opposite word. And what does it mean by bizarre? Bizarre is nothing but something very strange or unusual. And let's look at the options. Peculiar, outlandish, weird and banal. And all the three options, peculiar, outlandish, weird, bizarre, all these are synonymous words, but they are asking us to find antonym. So the correct answer here is banal. Fourth option is the correct answer, banal, which means commonplace. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Bizarre is something strange and banal is something common. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Let's move towards next question. Ninth question. Pick the odd one out. Yes, here we have four options and we need to find the word which is odd among all these four options. Yes, and the options are thoughtless, aimless, priceless and meaningless. Yes, thoughtless, aimless, meaningless, these all are related to thoughts or thinking. But priceless is related to materialistic things, right? So the amount, it is related to money. So the correct answer here is, the odd one here is priceless. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next question. Which of the following means incapable of making mistakes or being wrong? Yes, it comes under meanings, or it comes under vocabulary, or it comes under one word substitutes. And here we have the words indelible, infallible, illegible and indecipherable. Yes, so the correct answer here is infallible. Yes, fallible means making mistakes or being wrong, but here they are asking us to find incapable of making mistakes or being wrong. So the correct answer here is infallible. Infallible, it's a negative word which means incapable of making mistakes or being wrong. So the correct answer here is second option. And illegible means it is related to writing which is unable to understand. Indecipherable, again it is related to script which is unable to understand. which is unable to decode. Let's move towards next question, 11th question. Dash is a group of vehicles or animals traveling together on a long journey. Yes, here the question is on one word substitutes. A group of vehicles or animals traveling together on a long journey is nothing but caravan. Yes, so the correct answer here is caravan. First option, caravan. Let's move towards next question, 12th question. A or an dash is an indirect reference to something. Yes, we need to fill the blank, and here we have options like illusion, an illusion, a delusion, a confusion, and an allusion. And the correct answer here is allusion. An allusion is nothing but an indirect reference to something. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Let's move towards next question, 13th question. Zakir Hussain is an dash tabla maestro. And we have options like illustrated, illustrious, illuminated, and elusive. And the correct answer here is second option, illustrious. Illustrious, which means highly respected or admired because of their achievements in any field. So Zakir Hussain is an illustrious tabla maestro. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question, 14th question. You are in the trainer's good books. This sentence means, here we have the question on idioms. We need to find the meaning of this idiom, and the options are: your books are shown as good examples by the trainer. No. And the second option, the trainer has a good opinion of you. Yes, this is the correct answer to the idiom you are in the trainer's good books, which means the trainer has good opinion towards you. So the correct answer here is second options. See, the other options, the trainer expects you to read good books, the trainer mentions you in good books, these all are irrelevant and they are not even related to the idiom you are in trainer's good books. Yes, whenever you are answering for the idioms, don't go with the literal meanings. Okay, the sentences in the idioms have other meanings, not literal meanings. They have implied meanings. So don't get confused with the literal meanings in the options. Yes, this is the tendency of a normal student who gets confused with the literal meanings of the words which we can see in the idiom. If they find the questions, if they find the literal meaning in the options, they will pick that answer. So don't do that mistake. Idiom is something which have implied meaning, another meaning which it has in the original idiom, original sentence. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question, 15th question. Last year, the university students dashed the national football championship. Yes, it is about last year, which means past tense. So the correct answer here is won. Last year, the university students won the national football championship. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question, 16th question. What dash you do if you dash 1,000 rupees on the road? Yes, this is about a hypothetical question. What would you do if you found 1,000 rupees on the road? So the correct answer here is third option. First blank we should fill with would, and the second blank should be filled with found. What would you do if you found 1,000 rupees on the road? Yes, so the correct answer here is third option. First blank should be filled with the auxiliary verb and modal auxiliary verb, and the second blank should be filled with the main verb. So the correct sentence is, what would you do if you found 1,000 rupees on the road? So the correct answer here is third option. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next question, 17th question. The hungry lions wandered dash, search, dash, prey. Yes, we have options like into, for, of, in, of, on, for. And the correct answer here is third option. Here we need to fill these blanks with the correct prepositions. The hungry lions wandered in search of prey. Yes, in search of prey. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next question, 18th question. Match the following phrases correctly. Yes, we need to match the phrases correctly. Here we have one set and ABCD and the other set 1 2 3 4. We need to match them correctly. In the first set we have my respect, in accordance, with respect, irrespective, and the options are, and the other set is of, towards, to, with. Yes, and the correct match here is my respect towards. A is matched with first one, the second one, that is towards, my respect towards, and in accordance with respect to, irrespective of. Yes, if you read the sentence, if you read the phrases in an order, you will get the answer correctly. My respect towards, in accordance with respect to, irrespective of. This is a very simple question. You can easily answer if you get this kind of questions in the exam. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question, that is 19th question. Either the suspect or the witness dash lying. Yes, here we need to fill the blank with correct helping verb, and the helping verbs are, options are, is, was, has been. Yes, here you need to fill this blank very carefully, that either the witness or the witnesses, either the suspect or the witnesses. Here witnesses is in plural, so we need to fill the blank with the plural helping verb, that is are. Either the suspect or the witnesses are lying. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question, 20th question. When I telephoned her, she dash a movie. Here we need to find the correct helping verb and the main verb which suits this blank. The sentence is in the past tense, and the options are is watching, watched, was watching, has been watching. Yes, here the sentence is in the first sentence, when I telephoned her, this is in the simple past tense, and the next sentence should be in the present past continuous tense. So the answer here is was watching. When I telephoned her, she was watching a movie. Yes, when he telephoned her, she was doing something, that is watching a movie. When I telephoned her, she was watching a movie. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next question, 21st question. Last month the committee dash divided in their opinions, and we have the options is, has been, was, and were. And in the sentence you need to identify the keyword last month, which implies past. The sentence is in the past tense, so is, has been, we should not use the, so the correct first two options, first option and the second options, are not going to be correct. So we have only two options, that is was and were. Yes, don't get confused here. The word committee is a collective noun. We can use either was or were. Both options are correct, but here after the blank, divided in their opinions. Committee, of course, it's a collective noun, but but here divided in their opinions. Here we are going to here in this sentence they are expressing divided in their opinions, multiple opinions, multiple individuals involved in that committee, and they are talking about their opinions, so individual opinions. Then we should use only were, because the committee includes many members and every individual has their opinion. That's why they were divided. So the committee were divided in their opinions. Last month the committee were divided in their opinions. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Yes, these are tricky questions, don't get confused. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Let's move towards next question. She has not published her book yet. Which of the following is the correct passive form of the sentence? Yes, here we need to find the sentence in the correct passive voice, and we have the options like her book was not published yet, her book hasn't been published yet, her book hadn't been published yet, and her book is not published yet. And so the correct answer here is second option. Her book hasn't been published yet. Yes, we change the sentence from active voice to passive voice, then it changes into her book hasn't been published yet. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question. The poem is being recited by the little girl. Change this sentence into active voice by seeing the preposition by the little girl. We can say that the sentence is in the passive voice, and obviously they are asking us to change it into active voice. So the little girl is reciting the poem, the little girl was reciting the poem, the little girl can recite the poem, the little girl had been reciting the poem. The passive voice sentence is in the present tense. So when we are changing it into active voice, it should be in the present tense. Here we have the second option and fourth options are in the past tense, so they are not going to be the correct answer. And here the third option they use the helping verb can, which implies the possibility, but she continuously reciting the poem. So the correct answer here is the little girl is reciting the poem. This is the correct active voice of the sentence. So the correct answer here is first option. Yes. Let's move towards next question. 24th question. Identify the part of the sentence that has an error in it. Here we have the question on identification of the error in the sentence, and here we have the sentence like my father is thinking that I should work hard if I wish to succeed in life. And we have various parts like my father is thinking that I should work hard if I wish to succeed in life. And these are the four options, and we have the error is in the first option. My father is thinking that I should work hard if I wish to succeed in life. So the correct answer, the part of the sentence with the error is the first option. My father is thinking. And what is the correct sentence here? My father thinks, not is thinking. My father thinks that I should work hard if I wish to succeed in life. Yes, so the correct answer, the part of the sentence with the error here is first option. Let's move towards next question, 25th question. Identify the part of the sentence that has an error in it. This Chinese device is the most unique in the market. And we have options like this Chinese device is the most unique in the market. And The correct answer here is the most unique, which has error, because unique itself, the word unique itself is an absolute adjective which gives the meaning of one of its kind or unmatched. So we need not to use the most. Unique is itself in the superlative degree. This Chinese device is unique in the market, which implies the sentence is in the superlative degree. We need not to use the additional words like the most. So the correct answer here is the most unique, which has error. So let's look at this correct sentence. This device is unique in the market. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards 26th question. Identify the correct sentence. Yes, he returned back the library book yesterday. He has returned back the library book. He was returned the library book yesterday. He returned the library book yesterday. And the correct answer here is fourth option. He returned the library book yesterday. Yes, the sentence is in the past tense. He returned the library book yesterday. This is in the simple past tense. By the keyword yesterday, we can assume that the sentence is in the simple past tense. So the correct answer here is he returned the library book yesterday. Fourth option is correct answer. Let's move towards next question, 27th question. Spot the error in the following sentence. And here we have the sentence like, neither of the 5 accused was convicted in the assassination case. And we have options like, neither of the 5 accused was convicted in the assassination case. And we have the error in the first option, that is, neither of the 5 accused was convicted in the assassination case. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question. Match the following parts to make full meaningful sentences. And we have the options. We have the match. Here we need to join these phrases to make the meaningful sentences. Let's look at the match. Here we have the first set, and the sentences the parts of the sentence in the first set are, he is reported, this must be done in order, this will bring discredit, it is a pleasure. And the second set, to meet you, to the whole country, to reclaim lost property, to have died in another country. Yes, directly go to the third of D part of the sentence in the first set, that is D. It is pleasure to meet you. It is a general sentence which we use in our daily life. It is pleasure to meet you. So we have the first match. We got the correct match, that is D1. Let's look at the option. In the options, first two options, first option and the second options are having D is matched with first option in the second set. So we have two options which are going to be the correct answer, that is 1 and 2. And here you need to eliminate third and fourth option. And the first, let's look at the correct answers. He is reported to have died in another country. Yes, here we got the report about the person who have died in another country. And the second one, this must be done in order to reclaim lost property. Yes, and this will bring discredit to the whole country. Yes, so the correct answer here is second option. Yes, be careful while doing the matches. You will get this kind of easy sentences, easy parts of the sentence which makes meaningful sentences. If you find this kind of easy options, you can eliminate the difficult options, then you will find the answer very easily. Let's move towards next question. Again, the question is on match the following Yes, here we need to match the first set with the second set. These are phrasal verbs, and here we have conform, devoid, infer, optimistic, proficient, and substitute. And the other set from, in, for, to, about, and of. Yes, here you can easily find divide of. Yes, divide of. That which means second is matched with f in the second set. And when it comes to substitute, yes, substitute for. And with these two words we can find the correct option. Here we have only option which has the match of divide of second matched with f. Yes, you can see in the third option, that is the second option, second one in the first set is matched with the f in the second set. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's look at the correct phrasal verbs. And conform to, divide of, infer from, optimistic about, proficient in, substitute for. Yes, so the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next question. 30th question. I have little patience. What does the underlined expression means? Yes, little. Little is nothing but very less. Obviously, very less. So the correct answer here is first option. Some, much, nil. Here some indicates quantity and much also indicates the same. Nil indicates nothing. So these three are going to be incorrect answers. Correct answer here is very less. I have very less patience. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question. Neither the principal nor the teachers dash punctual to the parent-teacher meeting. Yes. And we have the options like are, is, isn't, and were. And the correct answer here is were. Obviously, the teachers. The teachers implies the plural verb, plural noun, and we need to use the plural helping verb, that is were. They are talking about the event which has already completed. So the correct answer here is the past helping verb, that is were. Neither the principal nor the teachers were punctual to the parent-teacher meeting. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Let's move towards 32nd question. Every week she dash her grandparents. Here underline the keyword, that is every week, which implies the present tense, especially the simple present tense, which means here they are talking about habitual action, that is the routine action, that is she visits her grandparents. Every week she visits her grandparents. Subject plus V1 S, that is she visits. So the correct answer here is second option. Be careful with the keywords. First you need to find the keyword, then you should think about the sentence, then you should think about filling the blank and filling the blank with the helping verb and main verbs. Yes, so the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question. When she reached the bus stop, the bus had left. Yes, has left, have left, was left. See, the two options, second and third, are not going to fit this blank, because when she reached the bus stop, yes, when she reached the bus stop, which means the sentence is in the simple past tense, and the bus had left, which is going to be the correct answer. So the correct answer here is had left. When she reached the bus stop, the bus had left. Let's move towards next question, that is 34th question. For the farewell day, I had not prepared a speech, so I had to dash. And we have options like improve, improvise, extempo, and impromptu. Yes. Here the correct answer is second option, that is improvise. For the farewell day, I had not prepared a speech, so I had to improvise his speech. Let's move towards next question, that is 35th question. She knew the secret, comma dash question mark. Yes, the question is on question tags, and the options are isn't it, wasn't she, didn't she, doesn't she. And the correct answer here is didn't she. She knew the secret, didn't she? So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next. The sentence is in the positive sense, positive past tense, and the question tag should be in the negative. So the correct answer here is third option, didn't she. Let's move towards next question, 36th question. He dash studied, no wonder he failed the test. Yes. Here mostly, hardly, hard, and much. And the correct answer here is hardly. He hardly studied. No wonder he failed the test. Yes, he failed the test because he hardly studied. He never studied properly. So the correct answer here is second option, that is hardly. He hardly studied. No wonder he failed the test. So the correct answer, second option. Let's move towards next question, that is 37th question. Rearrange the words to form a sentence. Rearrange. We need to rearrange. Yes. Nowadays we are getting the jumbled sentences, but here they gave us parts of the sentence and they are asking us to arrange. Yes, this time in the 2025 exam you are not going to get this kind of simple questions. They'll give you jumbled sentences and you need to arrange them in the order, or else they will give you the complex sentences and you need to arrange them into a correct ordered passage. And let's look at this question. Rearrange the words to form a sentence. Friends, I, she, are, and we have 1 2 3 4 5 parts and we need to arrange them. And the correct order here is, see, the fourth option. Let's look at the correct option. She and I are friends. Third, fifth, second, fourth, and first. She and I are friends. Yes, whenever we are talking, we need to talk about the other person first, then about us. So, she and I are friends. So, the correct answer here is fourth option. Yes, remember this thing, whenever we are introducing anyone, we should talk about others first. Then we should include us. So she and I are friends. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Next question, 38th question. Rearrange the words to form a sentence. Again, the question is on rearranging. Museum are going, we to when the. Yes, here the sentence is in the question form. By seeing the question mark and the question word, WH word, that is when, we can easily identify that this sentence is in the question interrogative sentence. And we have the options like 4 options and we have 7 parts of this sentence. And the correct answer here is, when are we going to the museum? Yes, when are we going to the museum? This is the structure of the interrogative sentence. We should start the sentence with question word or WH word, then with the helping verb, then with the pronoun, then with the verb, then the remaining part of the sentence. When are we going to the museum? Question mark. Yes, so the correct answer here is fourth option. Yes, if you read the sentence twice, if you rearrange them in the order, you will easily get the answer. These are really simple questions. If you get this kind of questions, you're going to do all these kind of questions Correct. And the next question, 39th question. Which of the following sentences has the correct word order? Yes. A journey of single step begins with 1,000 miles. It is incorrect. Journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. This is the correct answer. Yes, you can find this sentence in a song also of song from July movie. Pagado Pagado song, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, and here we have the word begins. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This is the correct answer. Even movies helps us to learn, helps us to gain marks. Yes. Say thanks to DSP and Trivikram and Allu Arjun. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let's move towards next question. 40th question, rearrange the sentences to form a paragraph. Yes, this kind of questions we can expect in the upcoming exam. And the correct order here is third option, that is, as many as 60,000 small farmers in the region of Andhra Pradesh, southern India have taken to farming cotton instead of food crops. Some 20 of them have recently committed suicide by eating lethal doses of pesticide. Most of the farmers are extremely poor. Attracted by cheap loans from pesticides traders and the prospect of a quick buck, they borrowed heavily to raise cotton on small plots of land. So the correct answer here is third option, 2, 4, 3, 1. Let's move towards next question, 40th question. Which of the following is a Middle English work? Yes, here we have the works like Beowulf, which is Old English work, and Annus Mirabilis and Campaspe, Piers the Plowman. And the correct answer here is Piers the Plowman. Piers the Plowman is a Middle English work which belongs to Middle English period. Yes, so the correct answer here is fourth option. Let's move towards next question. 42nd question. Dash set up the first English printing press in 1476 to 77. Yes, obviously it is William Caxton. Yes, remember this thing, we already discussed this thing in the previous year question paper of previous video. William Caxton set up the first English printing press in 1476 in England. So the correct answer here is William Caxton. William Langland and William Herbert, John Wycliffe, all these are writers. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question. Thomas Mallory's Morte Arthur is a ballad, prose work, poetry collection and play. Yes, Morte Arthur, which is prose work. Thomas Mallory's Morte Arthur is a prose work. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question, 44th question. Which of the inns do Chaucer's pilgrims to Canterbury first meet? Yes. Here they are asking us which inn, which means which restaurant do the pilgrims of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales first meet. Yes, the question is about the Chaucer's Canterbury Tales famous work, and 28 pilgrims goes on a pilgrimage to Thomas Becket's shrine at Canterbury, and they first met at the Tabard Inn. Here they gave us the wrong spelling, Tabard. It is, the correct spelling is Tabbard, the Tabard Inn. So the correct answer here is second option. Yes, we can expect in every exam, we can expect the question on Chaucer's Canterbury Tales written by Geoffrey Chaucer. 28 pilgrims goes on a pilgrimage to Thomas Becket's shrine at Canterbury. The name of the place is Canterbury. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question. 45th question. Which Shakespearean character speaks these lines? It is a it is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Yes. We have various characters like Macbeth, Hamlet, Cordelia, and Lear. That is King Lear. And the correct answer here is Macbeth. Yes. Macbeth is the major protagonist of the play Macbeth, written by William Shakespeare, and he speaks these lines. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question, 46th question. Francis Bacon described his essays as dispersed dash. Yes, Francis Bacon is the famous essayist, and he described his essays as dispersed meditations. Yes, Francis Bacon wrote so many essays of truth, of studies, like, so he said his essays as dispersed meditations. So the correct answer here is first option. And the next question, 47th question, which of these is a speech for the liberty of unlicensed printing? And we have the options like Commonplace Book, Areopagitica, Paradise Lost, and Samson Agonistes. Yes, these all are the works written by John Milton. John Milton's work Areopagitica is a speech for the liberty of unlicensed printing. Yes, during that time there was the control over printing, there was control over the speech. That's why John Milton wrote Areopagitica, for a speech for the liberty of unlicensed printing. So the correct answer here is second option, Areopagitica, written by John Milton. Let's move towards next option. Next question. Sir Roger de Coverley is the fictional character was an. Yes. Sir Roger de Coverley was a baronet. Yes. Not a duke, not an earl, not a viscount, but he was a baronet. Sir Roger de Coverley. Yes, here I'm giving you the task that find the character Sir Roger de Coverley appears in which book. Let's move towards next question. Wordsworth's Daffodils begins with the line. Yes, the question is from Daffodils. It's a great poem written by William Wordsworth, romantic poet, and the answer here is I wandered lonely as a cloud. So the correct answer here is I wandered lonely as a cloud. This is the beginning line. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? These are the ending lines. So the correct answer, the beginning line is I wandered lonely as a cloud. So the correct answer is second option. Let's move towards next question. Preface to Shakespeare is a work of literary criticism by dash. Obviously, Dr. Samuel Johnson. Dr. Samuel Johnson wrote Preface to Shakespeare. It was the first critical work on Shakespeare's works, Shakespeare's especially plays. So, Preface to Shakespeare is a work of literary criticism by Dr. Samuel Johnson. Yes, so the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question. Who used the term negative capability in a letter written to his brothers? Yes, when it comes to brothers, we should think about John Keats, because he wrote a poem upon his ode. It is an ode on his brother's death. That is Ode to Nightingale, written by John Keats. Negative capability is a term used by John Keats. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Let's move towards next question. In which year was The Wasteland published? Yes, The Wasteland is a famous work written by T.S. Eliot. So the correct answer is third option, that is 1922. T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland was published in the year 1922. So the correct answer is third option. Let's move towards next question, 53rd question. In which of the following poems does the line, "Oh, lift me as a wave, a leaf, a cloud," occur? Yes. Oh, lift me as a wave, a leaf, a cloud. And the correct answer here is "Ode to the West Wind." Yes, in this poem, the speaker requests the west wind to lift me as a wave, a leaf, and a cloud. So the correct answer here is "Ode to the West Wind," third option. And here I am giving you again a task that Daffodils is obviously written by William Wordsworth, and Ode to Autumn, Ode to the West Wind, and Kubla Khan. Find the authors of these three works. Let's move towards next question. The Wessex novels are associated with, obviously, Thomas Hardy. The Wessex novels. Thomas Hardy created a fictional place called Wessex. Most of his novels, almost all the novels of Thomas Hardy were set in the fictional place called Wessex, and the novels are called as the Wessex novels. So the correct answer here is fourth option. The Wessex novels are associated with Thomas Hardy. Let's move towards next question. Currer Bell was the pseudonym of, yes, obviously it is Charlotte Bronte. Yes, here I am giving you a code that you need to remember the pseudonym. Pseudonym is nothing but pen name. Charlotte Bronte, Emily Bronte, Anne Bronte. These three were called as Bronte sisters, and they all are writers. And Charlotte Bronte, Currer Bell, Emily Bronte, Ellis Bell, Anne Bronte, Acton Bell. These all are the pseudonyms of Charlotte Bronte, Emily Bronte, and Anne Bronte. Charlotte Bronte, Currer Bell. It starts with CC, Charlotte C and Currer C. And for Emily Bronte also, Emily Bronte and her pseudonym Ellis Bell. Emily starts with E and Ellis also starts with E. Anne Bronte and her pseudonym Acton Bell. It starts with A. Anne A. Acton A. Acton Bell, Anne Bronte. And the correct answer here is Currer Bell is obviously Charlotte Bronte. Write down all these things in your notebook, because we can expect the question again on pseudonyms, which is nothing but pen name. Let's move towards next question, 56th question. On heroes, hero worship, and the heroic in history is written by, yes, and this was written by Thomas Carlyle. First option, Thomas Carlyle. On heroes, hero worship, and the heroic in history is the work written by Thomas Carlyle. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question. Which of these novels does not employ the epistolary narrative technique? Yes, epistolary technique, epistolary narrative technique. Epistolary is nothing but the novel in the letter format. Letter format is epistolary. And the options are Evelina, Pamela, and Clarissa. Pamela and Clarissa are obviously most famous epistolary novels, and Evelina is also an epistolary novel. And the Persuasion, which is not an epistolary novel. Yes, Pamela and Clarissa are written by Samuel Richardson, and Persuasion is written by Jane Austen. Let's move towards, so the correct answer here is Persuasion, which did not imply the epistolary narrative technique. Correct answer is third option. Let's move towards next question, 58th question. Which of these novels has a picaresque element? And the options are Jane Eyre, Pickwick Papers, Wuthering Heights, and Jude the Obscure. Here they are talking about the characteristics of the novel picaresque element. And we can see the picaresque element in the Pickwick Papers. Yes, again I am giving you the assignment, that find the authors of the works Jane Eyre, Pickwick Papers, Wuthering Heights, and Jude the Obscure. These are the famous novels. We can expect the question on this and the authors of this and the novelists of these novels. Let's move towards next question, 59th question. Arrange the following sonnetees in English in chronological order. Sonnetees are nothing but the people who writes sonnets, right? And we have the options like Dante Gabriel Rossetti, Philip Sidney, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, William Wordsworth, William Shakespeare, and John Donne. Obviously, Philip Sidney, and after him, William Shakespeare. Philip Sidney is senior to William Shakespeare, and John Donne, sixth one John Donne, and next William Wordsworth from Romantic period, and again Elizabeth Barrett from Barrett Browning from the same period, and Dante Gabriel Rossetti. So the correct answer here is first option, that is Philip Sidney, William Shakespeare, John Donne, William Wordsworth, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and D.G. Rossetti. That is Dante Gabriel Rossetti. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards 60th question. Arrange the following text in chronological order. Yes. An essay of dramatic poesy, an apology for poetry, preface to Shakespeare, culture and anarchy. Yes, here you need to remember the authors and the publication dates of these works. You need to arrange them in the chronological order of their publication. And the correct answer here is an apology for poetry, then an essay of dramatic poesy, then culture and anarchy, then preface to Shakespeare. Yes, just now we discussed preface to Shakespeare is written by Dr. Samuel Johnson, and again you need to, again I'm giving you work that you need to find the authors of these works: an essay of dramatic poesy, an apology for poetry, and culture and anarchy. These are the canonical texts. You can expect the question from these famous works. So that's why you need to find the publication dates and the author names of these major works. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question. The rhyme scheme of a Petrarchan sonnet is dash. Yes, in our previous video we already discussed rhyme schemes of various sonnets like Petrarchan sonnet, Spenserian sonnet, Shakespearean sonnet, right? And here we have a note that note this question discrepancy is found in the question and answer. It being awarded, marks will be awarded to all the candidates. Yes, here they didn't give the correct answer option here, and here you need to find the answer for this question. Rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet. We already discussed the rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet in the previous video. Go back to the previous video and find the answer for this. And here you need to find the rhyme scheme of, note down the rhyme schemes of other sonnets, other sonnet types like Shakespearean sonnet and Spenserian sonnet. These are going to be really important. We can expect the question on the types of sonnet and their rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet, that is Italian sonnet, and Shakespearean sonnet is nothing but English sonnet, and Spenserian sonnet. So go back to the previous videos, go back to my channel and watch the videos, find the answers. Let's move towards next question, 62nd question. Horace Walpole is associated with dash novels. Yes, Horace Walpole is a famous Victorian novelist and he was associated with Gothic novels. Gothic is nothing but horror novels. Yes. Let's move towards next question. Poetic justice means. Yes. Poetic justice is nothing but well-deserved reward or retribution for a character in art. Yes, the justification to the character which he deserves. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next question. A word which can be read forward and backward in the same way is known as. Yes, obviously it is palindrome. Not an oxymoron, not jugma, not quibble. It is palindrome. Palindrome means we can read, if we read the word, we get the same pronunciation in either ways, backward or forward. For example, yeah, for example, yes, I can remember. I am getting the word Vikatakavi in Telugu. We have Vikatakavi, right? Either ways, we get the same order. And let's move towards next question, 65th question. Who wrote Dr. Samuel Johnson's biography? Obviously, James Boswell. Yes, Dr. Samuel Johnson is a great writer, and James Boswell, who accompanied him throughout his life, and he observed Dr. Samuel Johnson very closely. He observed all his life events, all his meetings, all his writings, and he wrote Samuel Johnson's biography. He is the only person who wrote Dr. Samuel Johnson's biography, that is James Boswell. And the next question, sprung rhythm is associated with. Yes, obviously. And let's look at the options: Robert Bridges, George Eliot, Richard Lovelace, and G.M. Hopkins. And the correct answer here is G.M. Hopkins. Sprung rhythm is associated with G.M. Hopkins. Gerard Manley Hopkins. G.M. Hopkins. Gerard Manley Hopkins. And the correct answer here is fourth option. Yes, a gentle reminder to the candidates who are watching this video. If you like the content, like, share and subscribe to my channel, because if you like most of the students are watching the video but they are not giving a like, or they are not even posting a comment. Yes, giving a like is a very simple thing, right? If you give the like, which gives me motivation, if you click on the like button, so that I can feel that most of the students are getting my videos as helpful to their preparation. I'll understand that my videos, my efforts are going to be really helpful for you. So if you find this really helpful for your preparation, or if you like the content in this video, click on the like button, which gives me a great amount of motivation to make more videos, to put efforts to make more quality content on MA English entrance exam for TG CPGET 2025 notification. Don't forget to like the video and share it to your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell button so that you will get the notifications whenever I upload a new video. Let's go back to the questions. And the next question, 67th question. Yes, here parable, we need to match the words. Parable, fable, plot, allegory, these all are related to storytelling. And the types we have. Parable is nothing but story illustrating a spiritual lesson. And fable is nothing but animals. We can find the animals as the characters. Best example for a fable is Panchatantram. And plot is nothing but chronologically ordered events. A sequence of events in a story is nothing but plot. And allegory, a surface story with a hidden story underneath. Allegory, the story which has hidden story, that is implied story underneath. So the correct answer here is first option, parable, story illustrating a spiritual lesson; fable, story with animals as characters; plot, chronologically ordered events, and allegory, surface story with a hidden story underneath. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question, 68th question. In which year was the Bible translated into English for the first time? Yes. We have the options like 1352, 1382, 1358 and 1385. And the correct answer here is 1382. Bible was translated into English for the first time in the year 1382 from the language Hebrew. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards 69th question. Who serves God best according to John Milton? Yes. Who serves God best according to John Milton? And the options are those who pray relentlessly, those who help others, those who are blind, those who bear his mild yoke. And the correct answer here is fourth option. Those who bear his mild yoke serves God best. And the correct answer here is fourth option. Let's move towards 70th question. Which of these is not a dramatic monologue? Lotus Eaters, Andrea del Sarto, The Love Song of Alfred J. Prufrock, Fra Lippo Lippi. Yes. And the correct answer here is Lotus Eaters. Dramatic monologue. Andrea del Sarto is a dramatic monologue. The Love Song of Alfred J. Prufrock is a dramatic monologue, and Fra Lippo Lippi is also a dramatic monologue. Lotus Eater is not a dramatic monologue. Let's move towards next question. The title of Thomas More's Utopia stands for, and we have options like a place that is not, an ideal state, a new place, a remote place. Utopia is nothing but an ideal state, ideal place which we cannot find in reality. And the first option is also correct, a place that is not found in the real world, that is called as utopia. So both the options, first and second, are correct options. Thomas More's Utopia is also a famous canonical work. We can expect the question again on Thomas More's Utopia. And here I am giving you a small task, that find the publication date of the work Thomas More's Utopia. Let's move towards next question, 72nd question. Who among the following had a great influence on George Bernard Shaw? G.B. Shaw. And we have the options like William Archer, Frank Harris, Henrik Ibsen and A.W. Pinero. Yes, obviously Henrik Ibsen. And there is a famous ism called Ibsenism. Henrik Ibsen's plays had a great influence on George Bernard Shaw, that is G.B. Shaw. So he was influenced by, George Bernard Shaw was influenced by Henrik Ibsen and his Ibsenism. So the correct answer here is third option. And I am giving you another task. Find the work of the work Saint John, written by George Bernard Shaw. In which year it was published, and in which year George Bernard Shaw received Nobel Prize for Literature. Let's move towards next question, 73rd question. Match the following. And here we have the question on figures of speech, metaphor, anaphora, transferred epithet and simile. Weeping words, my love is like a red rose, my hope is the thing with feathers, give me liberty or give me death. Yes, here the easy thing here is metaphor and simile. First, simile. In simile we find in the previous video also we discussed about metaphor and simile. We discussed that with examples too. Here in simile we find the words like or as, like or as. Let's look at the match. Weeping words, my love is like, underline like, my love is like a red rose. In this sentence we can find the word like. So the sentence, my love is like a red rose, should be matched with the simile. And see, in the first and fourth options are having the correct match as B as the fourth option. So the correct answer here is first and fourth option. Look at the other options and how they are matched with the first and second set. Okay, let's move towards next question. The expression passed away for he died is an example of. The expression passed away for he died is an example of euphemism, eulogism, syllogism. It is not going to be syllogism, eulogism, or euphemism. It is euphemism. Second option is the correct answer. Passed away for he died. Passed away is nothing but euphemism, which is used for expressing he died. Let's move towards next question. 75th question. A pantomime is a form of, obviously, drama. It is a form of drama. It is a form of play. Pantomime. Let's move towards next question. Match the author with the literary period. Yes, this is a really interesting question. You need to remember the works and authors and to which period they belong to. Yes, here under history of English literature, you need to find the various periods in the history of English literature, and under every period, starting from Old English period, Middle English period, likewise Elizabethan, Jacobean, Romantic, and Modern and Victorian, and likewise Georgian period. Likewise, you need to find the authors, novelists, poets, dramatists, and playwrights under all these periods. Then you will be able to answer to this kind of questions. And in the first set, we have Jane Austen, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Emilia Lerner, Aphra Behn, and Virginia Woolf. Yes, Virginia Woolf. As we already discussed in our previous video, that history of English literature can be easily defined in a single word, that Beowulf to Woolf, Wolf to Wolf, which is Beowulf to Virginia Woolf. So Virginia Woolf, Beowulf is the Old English work, and Virginia Woolf belongs to the modern writers. So Virginia Woolf belongs to modern period. And let's come from the beginning. And Jane Austen belongs to Romantic period. EBB, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, belongs to Victorian period, and Emilia Lerner belongs to Jacobean period, and Aphra Behn belongs to Enlightenment period, and Virginia Woolf belongs to modern period. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards 77th question. Who was not among the sons of Ben? Yes. For this question, discrepancy is found in the concept. The answer will be, the marks will be awarded to all the candidates. Okay, leave about this question. Who was not among the sons of Ben? And who are sons of Ben? Who is Ben? Ben Jonson. Yes. Here the sons of Ben, in the following period of Ben Jonson, few of the writers followed his style. Ben Jonson's followers are called as sons of Ben. Yes, there are 4 to 5 members in that group. They are termed as sons of Ben, who imitated the style of Ben Jonson and who followed the literary style of Ben Jonson. So here I am giving you a task again. Find the writers who are called as sons of Ben. There are 4 to 5 members in that list. Find that list of sons of Ben. Let's move towards next question. Yes, who was not among the sons of Ben? If you find the answer to if you find the sons of Ben, the list of sons of Ben, then you will be easily identified who is not among the sons of Ben. Okay, yes, this is the task. So let's move towards next question, 78th question. Match the following books with their authors. Yes, this is again the greatest, about the greatest writers and greatest books, and it is so pleasant to see the greatest writers' names and their works: George Eliot, Daniel Defoe, T.S. Eliot, Christopher Marlowe, John Milton, and William Thackeray. And the options in the other set are, the books are The Jew of Malta, Paradise Regained, Daniel Deronda, The Luck of Barry Lyndon, Four Quarters, and Robinson Crusoe. Yes, without seeing the options, we can easily say Paradise Regained is written by John Milton. Obviously, we discussed all these things in the previous videos. John Milton wrote Paradise Regained. E should be matched with second option, that is Paradise Regained. And Daniel Defoe wrote a famous novel called Robinson Crusoe. And George Eliot wrote Daniel Deronda, and Daniel Defoe wrote Robinson Crusoe. T.S. Eliot wrote Four Quarters, and Christopher Marlowe wrote Jew of Malta. And one more famous work written by Christopher Marlowe was Dr. Faustus, which is the greatest play written by Christopher Marlowe. And John Milton wrote Paradise Regained, and Paradise Regained is the sequel to his earlier work, that is Paradise Lost. And William Thackeray wrote The Luck of Barry Lyndon. The Luck of Barry Lyndon. Remember all these works, write down in your notebook. We can expect the question on any of these major works and major writers. Let's move towards next question. Chronologically, which of these periods came last? Yes, Elizabethan period first, then Jacobean, then Caroline, then Georgian. So the correct answer here is Georgian age. Last means the latest one. Remember, this is again the question on history of English literature, the chronological order of the periods in the history of English literature. Here in this works, in this ages, the correct order is Elizabethan age, Caroline age, Caroline, Elizabethan age, Jacobean age, Caroline age, and Georgian age. Yes, these ages are named basing upon the rulers of that period, rulers of that age. Elizabethan period is named after Elizabeth, the Queen Elizabeth, and Caroline age was named after Charles, and Jacobean was after King Jacob and King James, and Georgian age is after King George. Let's move towards next question, that is 80th question. Match the following periodicals and their founders. Yes, the Tatler. Obviously, it was by Richard Steele. Yes, here we have the various periodicals, famous periodicals, and the founders. We need to match them with the founders. The Tatler. The Tatler was obviously founded by Richard Steele, that we discussed in our previous videos. That's why go back to my channel and watch all the videos that I discussed, the previous papers. I already discussed 2024 question paper and other previous year question papers. Almost 4 to 5 videos are there on previous year question papers. Watch all those videos. They are going to play a major role in your exam, in getting a seat in the best university or best college that you are eagerly wanting to join. And Tatler was started by Richard Steele, and the Rambler, which was founded by Samuel Johnson, and the periodical The Bee was founded by Oliver Goldsmith, and the Spectator by Joseph Addison. Yes, let's move towards next question. Who edited Tales from Shakespeare? Charles Lamb and Mary Lamb. Yes, Tales from Shakespeare. Yes, Charles Lamb and Mary Lamb, they rewritten the Shakespeare's works, Shakespeare's plays again for the children. Yes, these tales are children's, for the stories, the plays of Shakespeare for children. And these were edited by Charles Lamb and Mary Lamb. Let's move towards next question, 82nd question. Which of the following novels is written in the first person point of view? Yes, The Gulliver's Travels, Pride and Prejudice, Mayor of Casterbridge, and Mrs. Dalloway. And the correct answer here is the Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver's Travels. First person point of view is nothing but the person who narrates the complete story, complete novel. And the Gulliver's Travels is completely narrated by the character called Gulliver, and he travels to various places, and in those places how he talks about his experiences. And there is a movie on Gulliver's Travels too. Yes, and I'm giving you another assignment for you to find the authors of the novelists of these major works: The Gulliver's Travels, Pride and Prejudice, Mayor of Casterbridge, and Mrs. Dalloway. Write down all these works and find the answers, find the authors' names, because these are really great works in the history of English literature. We can expect the questions on these works and the writers associated with these works. Let's move towards 83rd question. Pick the odd one out. Seamus Heaney, W.E. Yeats, and George Bernard Shaw, D.H. Lawrence. Yes, Seamus Heaney, W.B. Yeats, and G.B. Shaw, and D.H. Lawrence. Yes, D.H. Lawrence is from, yes, that gives you a hint to you to get the answer for this. Yes, I'm not going to I'm not going to explain this, because you need to find the answer for this question. Seamus Heaney, W.B. Yeats, and G.B. Shaw belongs to, and D.H. Lawrence belongs to dash. Here you need to fill these blanks, then you will get the answer. But the correct answer here is D.H. Lawrence. He is the odd one among these four writers. Let's move towards next question, that is 84th question. The prototype of modern angry young man in the play of Look Back in Anger. And the correct answer here is Jimmy Porter. Yes, Jimmy Porter is the prototype of modern angry young man in the play Look Back in Anger. Yes, third option is the correct answer. Let's move towards 85th question. One is not born a woman but becomes one is a statement by feminist writer. We have the list of feminist writers: Mary Wollstonecraft, Simone de Beauvoir, Ellen Showalter, and Bell Hooks. And the correct answer here is Simone de Beauvoir. And she says that one is not born a woman but becomes one. Yes, said by, this is the statement by Simone de Beauvoir. And these are the famous feminist writers. We can even expect the question on these famous feminist writers and their major works. Yes, do this thing also. Find the major works written, at least two major works. List down at least two major works written by this great famous feminists. Let's move towards next question, 86th question. Congreves, the way of the world is a. Yes, here we have options like comedy of manners, comedy of humors, dark comedy, and farce. Here they are asking us to they are asking us to find the way of the world comes under which type of the novel. And William Congreves, yes, the author's full name is William Congreves. The way of the world is a comedy of manners. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards 87th question. Which of these novels are written by Lawrence Stern? Yes, Sentimental Journey and Jonathan Wild. No. Tristram Shandy and Sentimental Journey. Yes, these are the two major novels written by Lawrence Stern. Tristram Shandy, A Gentleman, and Sentimental Journey. These are the two major works written by Lawrence Stern. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards 88th question. Which of these novels is written by Charlotte Bronte? Yes. Persuasion, Middlemarch, Violet, and Mansfield Park. Yes, Charlotte Bronte's pseudonym is, we already discussed in this video itself. Charlotte Bronte's pen name is Currer Bell, and her sisters Emily Bronte's pen name or pseudonym is Alice Bell, and Anne Bronte's pseudonym or pen name is Acton Bell. And here we need to find the novel written by Charlotte Bronte or Currer Bell, that is Villette. This is the novel written by Charlotte Bronte. And here again I am giving you another task. You need to find the authors of Persuasion, Middlemarch, and Mansfield Park. And let's move towards next question, 89th question. Which of the following poem combinations is not correct? Yes. John Donne, Death Be Not Proud. Yes, it is obviously correctly combined. And T.S. Eliot wrote East Coker. Okay. And John Dryden, Essay on Man. Yes, here it is incorrectly matched, incorrect combination, because Essay on Man was written by the great Alexander Pope, and Alexander Pope also wrote Essay on Man and Essay on Criticism. Because the third option is here incorrect, instead of John Dryden we should have Alexander Pope and his combination Essay on Man. And Elizabeth Barrett Browning wrote How Do I Love Thee? There is nothing but you. How Do I Love You? Written by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. This is the famous poem. And let's move towards next question. 90th question. Which of the following author book combinations is incorrect? Yes, again the question is on the match here the combination of author and their major work. Oliver Goldsmith obviously wrote Murder in the Cathedral, and William Bickford wrote Look Back in Anger, and Anne Radcliffe, she didn't write The Mysteries of Udolpho, and Walter Scott wrote The Importance of Being Earnest. Yes, here we need to find the correct combination. Oliver Goldsmith, no, he didn't write Murder in the Cathedral. William Beckford, no, he didn't write Look Back in Anger. And Anne Radcliffe wrote The Mysteries of Udolpho. The Importance of Being Earnest is also Walter Scott didn't write The Importance of Being Earnest. And here you need to find the answers. Look Back in Anger and The Importance of Being Earnest and Murder in the Cathedral. Here you need to find the writers for these major works: Murder in the Cathedral, Look Back in Anger, and The Importance of Being Earnest. So Oliver Goldsmith, William Beckford, and Walter Scott saw miscombinations here. These are the incorrect combinations, and Anne Radcliffe and The Mysteries of Udolpho is the correct combination. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards next question. And here we have the question again, Fire and Ice, again by Robert Frost. Yes, in our previous video we discussed the same poem which we are having in this 2023 question paper. Again it is repeated in the next year. So be careful, focus on the previous year question papers, go thorough with the question papers, watch all the videos, make notes, and list down all these important points that I am giving additionally to the questions. So these are going to be really helpful if you get the repeated questions in the exam. So Fire and Ice, again the poem by Robert Frost. So just read the lines of the poem. I'm just going to explain the questions. The repetition of phrase, some say in the first and second line, is an example of Yes, options like anaphora, apostrophe, antithesis, and anaphora. And some say, yes, this is anaphora. Fourth option is the correct answer for the repetition of phrase some say is anaphora in the first and second line. Let's move towards 92nd question. What is the central idea of the poem? Yes, central idea of the poem is obviously apocalypse. This already discussed in our previous video. In the previous passage also we got the same question. What is the central idea of the poem? Apocalyptic poem. Yes, correct answer here is second option. Which of these words is not a synonym of the word suffice in the poem? Suffice is nothing but abundant, enough, and copious. But here they are asking us not a synonym. Again, it is a tricky question, not a synonym, which implies antonym. So the correct answer here is scarce, which means limited amount, limited. Suffice, opposite word is scarce. So the correct answer here is second option. Scarce is not a synonym of the word suffice. Let's move towards 94th question. What does frost compare fire and ice to? Yes, this again we got this question in the previous video, previous year paper. Again it is repeated here. What does frost compare fire and ice to? Yes, he compared Robert Frost compared fire with the desire and ice with the hate. So the correct answer here is second option, fire and ice, desire and hate. Let's move towards 95th question. Which of these words describe the tone of the poem? Bleak, euphoric, passionate, and humorous. Obviously, it is not euphoric, it is not passionate, and it is not a humorous poem. It is an apocalyptic poem. That's why it is bleak. The tone of the poem is bleak. So the correct answer here is first option. Let's move towards next question. Here we have the comprehension passage. Read the following passage given below and answer the question that follow. Yes, at the height of enlightenment, men influenced the new political theories of the era, launched two of the largest revolutions in history. The two conflicts on two separate continents were both initially successful in forming new forms of government. Yes, this is the passage, and here take the screenshot, or I'm going to hold this video for a few seconds so that you can read all this passage. Read the passage carefully, and if you find any keywords you can underline or you can write them in the notebook. While doing the questions on passage, you need to underline or you need to remember the dates, places, names. You need to list down even before answering the questions, so that you can easily answer. You can redirect them to your questions while finding the answers. Okay, this is the passage. Yes, let's look at the answers. Look at the questions. Who tried to change the society in general? Yes, if you can find this answer in the passage. If you read the passage once, you can easily identify the answer. This is the direct question that we can see from the passage. The French is nothing but the French people tried to change the society in general. So the correct answer here is second option. Let's move towards next question. The word myriad used in paragraph 2 means. Yes, innumerable, million, mysterious, and magnificent. And the correct answer here is innumerable. Myriad is nothing but innumerable. When it comes to this passage, let's look at the second passage. Historians have pointed to myriad reasons. Yes, myriad in this second passage, which implies innumerable. So the correct answer for this 97th question is first option. Let's move towards next question. According to the passage, the reign of terror led to, yes, the large-scale killing of dissenters. Yes, if you read the passage, you will easily identify the answer. The reign of terror which led to the large-scale killing of the dissenters. So the correct answer here is third option. Let's move towards 99th question. Both the revolutions in two different continents failed in the beginning, failed at the end, were successful in the beginning, were successful at the end. Yes, both the revolutions were successful in the beginning. Yes, let's look at the African Revolution and French Revolution. Yes, these two revolutions were successful in the beginning. Next 100th question and the last question of this question paper. Which period disseminated the new theories that were responsible for both revolutions? Yes, the Enlightenment. Which period disseminated the new theories that were responsible for the revolutions? Yes, you can see that Enlightenment period at the beginning of the passage, at the height of the Enlightenment. Yes, Enlightenment is nothing but Enlightenment period. So the correct answer here is Enlightenment period disseminated the new theories that were responsible for both the revolutions. They are the French Revolution and the American Revolution. So the correct answer here is second options. Yes, this is all about our previous year question paper. Detailed explanation with answers. Yes, this is all about the video. And if you haven't watched the previous videos, go to my channel, and in the playlist you can find various videos on MA English entrance exam under TG CPGET notification. We discussed all the questions in the previous year papers, like 2024 question paper and 2021 question paper. We have 4 to 5 videos on previous year question papers, detailed explanation with answers. Watch all those videos, make notes, and be prepared. Prepare well for the exam. Don't waste your time, and list down all the important points that I'm giving you additionally whenever I am explaining a question. And if you like the content, click on the like button and share it to your friends, and subscribe to my channel and click on the bell button so that you will get the notification whenever I upload a new video. We have the candidates who are preparing for this exam. Be attentive. You have only few days of time in your hands. You have to prove yourself. Your preparation should get a meaning, and your preparation should become meaningful. That's why I'm here to help. And if you have any doubts, or if you want me to discuss anything related to MA English entrance exam, let me know in the comment box. Write anything you want in the comment box, or you can give the feedback, right? If you give the feedback, so that I can understand these videos are helping the students, which means these videos are reaching the target audience, that is the studious students. So that if you give the feedback, which gives me motivation. So I'm asking all the candidates who are watching this video to comment in the comment box. And for more interesting videos on TG CPGET 2025 MA English entrance exam, visit my channel. Thank you for watching.